What you don't know about sitting incumbents who lost their bids for re-election and those that got re-elected. John Adams, 1797 to 1801, second President of the United States of the Federalist Party. Lost to Thomas Jefferson in the 1800 election and never returned to the presidency. After losing to Thomas Jefferson in 1800, Adams retired to his farm in Quincy, Massachusetts. He remained politically active through correspondence and lived long enough to see his son, John Quincy Adams, become the sixth president. He passed away on July 4, 1826. John Quincy Adams, 1825 to 1829, sixth President of the United States of the Democratic Republican Party. Lost to Andrew Jackson in the 1828 election and did not become president again. Following his defeat by Andrew Jackson in 1828, Adams did not retire quietly. Instead, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, where he served for 17 years, becoming a prominent advocate against slavery. He died in 1848 while still serving in Congress. Martin Van Buren, 1837 to 1841, eighth President of the United States of the Democratic Party. Lost his re-election bid in 1840 to William Henry Harrison and failed in multiple attempts to regain the presidency. After losing re-election in 1840 to William Henry Harrison, Van Buren made several unsuccessful attempts to return to the presidency, including running as a third-party candidate with the Free Soil Party in 1848. He spent his later years in New York, where he wrote his autobiography. Grover Cleveland, 1885 to 1889, 1893 to 1897, 22nd and 24th President of the United States of the Democratic Party. Lost his re-election bid in 1888 to Benjamin Harrison but made a comeback in 1892, becoming the first president in U.S. history to serve two non-consecutive terms. Cleveland lost his re-election bid in 1888 but came back to win again in 1892, becoming the only president to serve two non-consecutive terms. After his final term, he retired to Princeton, New Jersey, where he remained active in public affairs and wrote about politics until his death in 1908. Benjamin Harrison, 1889 to 1893, 23rd President of the United States of the Republican Party. Lost to Grover Cleveland in the 1892 election and did not return to the presidency. Defeated by Grover Cleveland in 1892, Harrison returned to his law practice in Indianapolis, Indiana. He later gave lectures on constitutional law and briefly served as a legal advisor. Harrison passed away in 1901. William Howard Taft, 1909 to 1913, 27th President of the United States, Republican Party. Lost his re-election bid in 1912 to Woodrow Wilson and did not return to the presidency, although he later became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. After losing to Woodrow Wilson in 1912, Taft fulfilled a long-held ambition by becoming Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court in 1921, a position he cherished far more than the presidency. He served as Chief Justice until shortly before his death in 1930. Herbert Hoover, 1929 to 1933, 31st President of the United States, Republican Party. Lost to Franklin D. Roosevelt in the 1932 election and did not regain the presidency. After losing to Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1932 during the Great Depression, Hoover wrote extensively and served on various commissions, including leading post-war relief efforts in Europe. He remained active in public service and conservative politics until his death in 1964. Gerald Ford, 1974 to 1977, 38th President of the United States, Republican Party. Lost to Jimmy Carter in the 1976 election after completing Richard Nixon's term. Ford did not run again. Ford, who lost the 1976 election to Jimmy Carter, enjoyed a quiet retirement, focusing on writing and participating in various charitable causes. He became known as a respected elder statesman and was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1999. Ford passed away in 2006. Jimmy Carter, 1977 to 1981, 39th President of the United States, Democratic Party. Lost his re-election bid to Ronald Reagan in 1980 and did not return to the presidency. Following his defeat by Ronald Reagan in 1980, Carter became one of the most active former presidents in history. He established the Carter Center, focused on global health, democracy, and human rights, and won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. Carter remains active in philanthropy and writing, even in his late 90s. George H. W. Bush, 1989 to 1993, 41st President of the United States, Republican Party. Lost his re-election bid to Bill Clinton in 1992 and did not return to the presidency. After losing to Bill Clinton in 1992, Bush largely retired from politics but continued to be active in public service, participating in disaster relief efforts with his former political rival, Bill Clinton. Bush also enjoyed time with his family and lived to see his son become the 43rd president. He passed away in 2018. Donald Trump, 2017 to 2021, 45th President of the United States, Republican Party. Lost the 2020 election to Joe Biden. However, as of 2024, Trump ran for the presidency again and was a major contender for the Republican nomination and succeeded in being re-elected president at the polls in 2024. After losing to Joe Biden in the 2020 election, Trump remained an influential figure within the Republican Party. He announced his 2024 presidential campaign and has reportedly secured victory in the recent election, which would make him the second president, after Grover Cleveland, to serve non-consecutive terms. Summary of presidents who made a comeback. Grover Cleveland is the first president in U.S. history who lost a re-election bid but later came back to win the presidency again, serving 2 non-consecutive terms. And yes, Donald Trump. Donald Trump has won the 2024 presidential election, making him the president-elect once again. This marks a historic comeback for Trump, as he becomes the second U.S. president, after Grover Cleveland, come 2025 to serve non-consecutive terms in office. These presidents faced setbacks but often went on to have significant post-presidential careers, contributing to various aspects of public life, law, or humanitarian efforts. Thank you for watching.